husband of The View co-host, Sunny Hostin, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases.
Here's a clip I want you guys to see of Sunny Hostin on The View, Tom, basically implicating her husband in this type of a scheme. Play the clip, Rob.
Wait, hold on. Let Sunny get in here.
I mean, I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do. So there are a lot of problems with it. But the notion that we are in a violent country, this country was built on violence. We're a very violent country.
Rob, you can start.
Sunny Hostin has long been a visible presence in American media. As a co-host of The View, she is widely recognized for her firm legal commentary and uncompromising opinions. Her professional background as a former prosecutor helped shape a public image centered on accountability, ethics, and responsibility. That familiar role has now been interrupted by developments far closer to home. Attention has shifted to Hostin's family after her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, a respected orthopedic surgeon, was named in a federal civil lawsuit containing serious allegations. Court documents link Dr. Hostin to what plaintiffs describe as an extensive insurance fraud operation, one being characterized as among the largest of its kind in U.S. history. The lawsuit reportedly includes nearly 200 individuals and entities, signaling a case of unusual size and complexity. According to the allegations, the matter involves claims of improper medical procedures and questionable insurance billing practices. While the accusations remain unproven and subject to legal review, the case has placed the Hostin family under intense public attention, transforming a legal dispute into a highly visible and deeply uncomfortable spotlight.
She is not implicated in the lawsuit at all, but it's just, you're married, Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal...
The lawsuit at the center of this controversy stands out not only for its scope, but for its sheer scale. American Transit Insurance, the plaintiff in the case, is seeking approximately $450 million in damages, a figure that places the matter among the most significant insurance-related civil actions in recent U.S. history. Legal observers say the size of the claim alone has drawn widespread attention. Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, through his attorney, has categorically denied all allegations outlined in the complaint. His legal team maintains that the claims are without merit and argues that the lawsuit reflects an effort by a financially strained insurer to deflect responsibility. They insist that the accusations will be challenged vigorously in court and emphasize that no wrongdoing has been proven. Despite those denials, the complexity and volume of the allegations have intensified public interest. The detailed filings and number of defendants involved make the case difficult to ignore, even as it moves through the early stages of legal review. For Sunny Hostin, the situation presents a deeply personal challenge. After years of publicly advocating for justice, ethical standards, and accountability, she now finds her family connected to a legal dispute that has become a national talking point. The circumstances raise a difficult but unavoidable question about how public figures reconcile professional principles with private hardship. Hostin has long positioned herself as a moral and legal voice on The View, frequently addressing issues of fairness, equality, and civic responsibility. Her commentary, however, has not been without controversy. In the past, she faced strong backlash following remarks about Donald Trump's election victory, comments that sparked heated debate and criticism across political and social lines. As the lawsuit continues to unfold, Both the legal proceedings and their broader implications remain under close public scrutiny, placing Hostin in a rare position where her public values and personal reality intersect in a highly visible way.
Personal legal note.
I think the other one asking the question is dumber than Kamala, so she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman.
Donald Trump, I want to thank you for personally telling so many lies and committing so many alleged crimes and providing us with material on a daily basis. You help us do our jobs, and I'm so appreciative.
The situation takes a notable shift at this point. While Sunny Hostin is frequently recognized for pressing others on issues of ethics and accountability, renewed attention has now focused on a past moment from The View that has resurfaced online. Commentators, including an associate connected to Patrick Bet-David's media circle, have highlighted a brief on-air exchange in which Hostin appeared to reference her husband's professional dealings in a manner that some viewers now interpret as acknowledging concerns raised at the time. Although the remarks were indirect and made well before the current lawsuit, the clip has taken on new significance given the legal allegations now facing her husband. The renewed circulation of this footage has intensified public discussion, not merely because of its timing, but due to the contrast it presents. Statements once seen as routine commentary are now being examined alongside a high-profile legal case, creating a perception of inconsistency that has fueled debate. For many observers, the moment underscores a deeper tension. Hostin's strong public commitment to ethics and justice has long defined her television persona. Now, those same principles are being applied by the public to her own circumstances, turning her advocacy into a double-edged issue as a result. A question continues to surface in public conversations. How does a figure so outspoken about moral responsibility navigate a situation where legal controversy reaches directly into her personal life? The answer, many suggest, will depend on how both the legal process unfolds and how transparency and consistency are handled moving forward.
Worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment.
For many critics, this situation extends far beyond a private family matter and raises serious questions about public credibility. They argue that Sunny Hostin's long-standing reputation as a vocal advocate for fairness and accountability is now under sharper scrutiny, given the allegations surrounding her husband. In their view, the contrast between her public stance and her current circumstances has created an unavoidable tension. The resurfaced television clip has intensified that scrutiny. Some viewers are openly questioning whether Hostin had prior awareness of the activities now described in legal filings, while others urge caution, emphasizing that allegations do not equal proof. Even so, the discussion itself has become a focal point, amplifying doubts and fueling debate across media platforms. According to reports, the impact may be reaching beyond public commentary and into the workplace. Sources suggest that the situation is being discussed internally at The View, as producers and co-hosts consider how the ongoing legal case could affect the program. While no official confirmation has been made, the scale of the lawsuit has reportedly created discomfort behind the scenes. The show has weathered numerous controversies throughout its history, but this one is notably different. Unlike past disputes centered on on-air remarks or political disagreements, this case involves the personal life of a central panelist, making it more difficult to separate private matters from public perception. As the legal process continues, observers are watching closely to see how the situation is handled. What was once viewed as a personal challenge now carries broader implications, casting a shadow over the show's image and prompting questions about how long Hostin can continue in her role while serious. Unresolved allegations connected to her family remain part of the national conversation.
Appears to be an ironic twist of fate. The husband of Sunny Hostin from The View, he has been accused of federal insurance fraud in the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York. Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Emmanuel Hostin is among nearly 200 defendants named in this case. He is accused of getting kickbacks by performing surgery and fraudulently billing a company that insures taxi companies, Uber, and Lyft drivers. This lawsuit alleges that Hostin and his co-defendants knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries. The insurance firm American Transit was then billed in exchange for kickbacks and/or other compensation, which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions.
At this stage, the issue extends beyond the legal allegations themselves and into the realm of public perception. For many viewers, the controversy has sparked accusations of inconsistency, with critics arguing that Sunny Hostin's past criticism of others' ethical lapses now places her under intensified scrutiny. The situation has positioned her as a focal point of debate, regardless of the legal outcome. The conversation is also beginning to reach beyond the audience and into corporate decision-making. Industry observers suggest that ABC, the network that airs The View, may be feeling increased pressure as it evaluates how the controversy could impact the show. Network executives are reportedly assessing potential responses while balancing public reaction, internal dynamics, and the ongoing legal process. That Hostin's assertive on-air style, combined with mounting criticism, has made her position on the panel appear less secure than it once was. While no official action has been announced, the uncertainty surrounding the situation has fueled speculation about how long the network will tolerate sustained backlash. As Hostin navigates this period, a central question continues to surface. Can she withstand the public pressure and maintain her role, or will the controversy ultimately reshape her career trajectory? That question remains unanswered as events continue to unfold. It is also worth noting that this is not the first time Hostin has faced public criticism in recent months. She has previously issued multiple apologies for remarks made on The View that sparked controversy, underscoring a pattern of heightened scrutiny that now adds to the challenges she faces during this particularly difficult moment.
Stuff that she said on the show. And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that. This is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused. But he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in there.
Tom, what are your thoughts on this?
Let me give you a different perspective. Well, I think date night with Sunny and her husband are being a little interested. How'd it go today? Oh, it was terrible. I had to read this legal statement into a camera and I'd do what they told me. And her husband's like, so did I! I had the same day!
Each public apology appeared to bring temporary relief, but also invited renewed examination. Critics argue that the accumulation of controversies has gradually weakened Sunny Hostin's credibility, suggesting that repeated missteps have taken a toll on how her commentary is received. While she has long been recognized for her direct and outspoken style, some observers believe that approach has increasingly crossed into risky territory. The criticism has not been limited to viewers alone. Public figures, advocacy groups, and media commentators have also voiced concerns, describing certain remarks as poorly considered or lacking sensitivity. These reactions have contributed to a broader narrative that questions Hostin's judgment when navigating complex and emotionally charged topics. Now, with serious legal allegations involving her husband drawing national attention, the consequences feel far more significant. The overlap between her public persona and private circumstances has prompted discussion about whether there is a deeper challenge in managing those two worlds simultaneously. For critics, the ongoing pattern of controversy followed by apology has left unresolved doubts. The timing has proven particularly difficult. Hostin has built much of her public identity around moral clarity and accountability, making the current situation especially damaging to her image. Compared to the present controversy, earlier disputes now appear relatively minor. As Hostin enters this unfamiliar phase, she faces questions that go beyond a single incident. Can she restore confidence among her audience? Or does this moment represent a turning point in her career? With both prolonged public criticism and her husband's unresolved legal case unfolding at the same time, her future on The View, and in media more broadly, remains uncertain.
No, this cannot be true. This can definitely not be true. Not the perfect Sunny Hostin that lecture everybody every morning on The Views about how to be a noble, righteous, self-dignified person, all the left-leaning BS she spew. Anyway, at least now they are not going to blame Trump about this potential lawsuit because everything is Trump's fault.
The View has long relied on bold voices and strong personalities to drive discussion, but its success also depends on maintaining credibility and trust with its audience. Sunny Hostin's outspoken approach has always played a dual role, drawing attention and encouraging debate, while at times risking viewer pushback. With her personal life now under heightened public scrutiny, the pressure on ABC appears to be increasing. Network leadership is facing difficult considerations about how the situation may affect the program, particularly as public reaction continues to evolve. The issue extends beyond employment concerns and into questions of public confidence. For Hostin, the stakes are deeply personal. She has spent years cultivating a reputation as an advocate for justice, accountability, and ethical standards. The current controversy places her under the same expectations she has often applied to others, intensifying the spotlight on her response. The challenge is not limited to professional implications. It also involves navigating the situation within her family, maintaining working relationships with her co-hosts, and responding to an audience that is closely following each development. How these elements intersect may shape public perception moving forward. The long-term impact of this moment remains uncertain. Whether Hostin is able to move beyond the controversy or faces a period of greater difficulty is yet to be seen. What is clear, however, is that the story continues to unfold, and its outcome may influence how she is viewed well into the future.